Hey guys, Tarke here. I wanted to just quickly outline content plans over the next week going into Harvest League and post-launch. Baeclast, developer Baeclasts, private leagues, and Patreon reviews. I'll cover all of those in order. So starting off, what are our plans with Baeclast and developer Baeclasts? We're going to have a Baeclast Thursday, 10 PM UK. That is the night before Harvest League launches. And it's going to be Ziggy D, RiseQT, Octavian, Nugian, and myself. We're going to be going over all of the patch notes, all of the balance changes, all the passive tree changes, and recommending our builds and build suggestions, basically, for 3.11. So would definitely recommend checking that out as just a good way to get all of our feedback on what we think will be strong going into the league. If you're not sure what build to play, will probably come out of that Baeclast with either a build decided or even more questions. Developer Baeclast, what's the plan there? I tried organizing a developer Baeclast with Bex going into the league, but because of what's going on with the world, working from home and schedules being a bit all over the place, we couldn't line one up, which made sense. Instead, what the tentative plan, this isn't an official announcement, it's just what the plan currently is that we're going to have Chris coming on in the first month of the league, and that will be more of just providing feedback on Harvest, how we're enjoying it after a couple of weeks. Just kind of talk about how we think the Harvest launch went. I'm actually really looking forward to doing a post-launch dev episode. We usually only ever do our dev episodes beforehand. And obviously, while it's very exciting and very hyped to do the dev episode beforehand, I don't think it's necessarily the best thing for the game. I'm not under any illusion that, streamers will save Path of Exile from a failed league or this, that, other, or that Harvest will be bad. I'm actually really confident in Harvest League. But I generally find it very helpful to be have a couple of weeks to play the game, collect some feedback, have some good discussion, and just really talk about the things we really like, or maybe some things which might need a little bit of tweaking here or there. So I'm really looking forward to doing a post-launch episode, and hopefully everything is perfect, and it's just a case of us just sitting back and going, wow, this is a really good league. But yeah, so that's the plan. So we're going to have the build Baeclast the night before the league, and then we'll have a dev Baeclast, hopefully, within the first month of the league, and that'll be more of just kind of seeing how things went, giving some feedback maybe, and just kind of hanging out. So that should be a lot of fun. Private league, what are the plans with private leagues? I mean, a lot of questions of saying, Tarke, are you doing a private league this time? Yes, I'm doing one alongside Ziggy D. We haven't launched it yet. We can't launch it until a couple of days before. As soon as we're able to, we'll have sign-up stuff available. It's going to be a big combined private league with Ziggy's community and my community. Softcore, trade, no mods. And if you're like, well, why would you do a private league at launch? What is the point of doing a private league if you have no mods on the private league? The main reason why private leagues are fun, anyone who's ever played any of mine before, you get a smaller community. And you're like, but Tarke, will there be a small community if you've got two big streamers doing a thing together? Yes. The cap is 2,000 people. Even if you have the cap of 2,000 people, 2,000 people is a much smaller community than just playing on live. You also don't have any issues with bots. You don't have any issues with RMT. You just don't really have any issues with any of the unhealthy things that come from, playing in a trade league environment. And because Ziggy and myself obviously are on different time zones, some being Australia, some being in the UK, it should make the private league feel a lot healthier. I've always really enjoyed the private leagues that we've run, but we often have the situation where we've got a big initial start, then we boil down to our core 50 to 100 people who play every single private league, but they're all separated in terms of time zones. So if the first month when everyone's playing 24/7, it's fine. Once you kind of get into that month 1 to month 2 period, it's kind of well, here are the 5 core people who play on an oceanic time zone, and here are the 20 core people who play on a American time zone, and here are the remaining people who play on a European time zone. And it can often be quite annoying trying to get specific items when it's I need that guy, but he only logs on at 4 in the morning my time. So it should be really nice having a much bigger community, and the fact that we're on different time zones should also help it from feeling too big, if that makes sense. And best of all, it will mean that because there's much more people, getting specific things which are previously kind of difficult to get, for example, stuff like certain enchants or incursion vials, etc., will be much nicer. So yes, really looking forward to that, and I will drop information for that once it is available. And then finally, Patreon. So if you don't know, I'm running a Patreon. I have been since just before Delirium launch, and I want to give a massive thank you to everyone who has supported my Patreon throughout Delirium. People who only supported it once, people who continue to do so, I really appreciate it. Really enjoyed just doing the build reviews for everyone. There are a few things I'm changing about how I do build reviews, and that's what I'm going to outline now. So the way that I've currently been doing them is once a week, usually a Wednesday or a Thursday. That's my set review day. I collect all of my reviews over the week, and then I'm like, this is my review day, and I do a stream. I review everything on stream. I then record videos for each build review I do. They're usually like 20-ish minutes long. Some are a bit shorter, like 15. Some go up to like 40 minutes, depending on how complex the build is. And then I send them out to everyone individually. And then like once a day, once every couple of days, I then upload them to YouTube. Now, one of the things which is really nice about the system is it means there's always like a constant trickle of videos going up onto the YouTube channel, which is really good. One of the problems that we had with this system, though, is that towards the later end of Delirium, where I actually stopped playing Path of Exile, I was taking a bit of a break, and I was playing Witcher and stuff, the only videos going up on my channel were build reviews. And while some people really liked that, a lot of people didn't, and I can understand that feedback. So what the new plan is I'm still going to have my like set review days, but now what's going to happen is I will send everyone like private videos, so everyone will still get their videos. So if you request a build from me on my Patreon, you'll still get a video review on it, but I'm only going to select my favorite ones from each week to upload publicly onto YouTube. So one week we might have 10 reviews, and all 10 of them are amazing builds. I think these are all really good content. All of these should go onto YouTube. I'll send them all over. Other times, I'm like, you know what, actually, only 2 of these were particularly interesting. Not necessarily that the others were bad, but maybe I'd already covered them before. There was a lot of doing very similar builds. Like, I did like 3 or 4 different Corsica reviews, which felt slightly wasted since I've already done a bunch of my own videos on Corsica. I had lots of like multiples of Warcry builds, and while it's always coursing people's Warcry builds, you don't need to see the same build like 8 times. So yes, if you're a fan of the Patreon build reviews, or you weren't a fan, either way, the content should hopefully be better going into next league, because if you're a fan of them, there might be slightly less of them on the channel, but you'll be seeing like a more tailored experience, so they should be more consistent in their quality, less hit or miss. And if you weren't a fan of them, well, there's less of them, so that shouldn't affect you there. Also, one thing I'm going to be doing for my patrons is when I do that big announcement, like, this is the Wednesday, this is the review day, these are all the builds that I'm reviewing, I'll make a post, and I'll be like, these are all the builds we're reviewing. So also, hopefully that helps mitigate some of the duplicate builds I was getting, because one of the issues with my old system was because I was only uploading them privately and then making them public every couple of days, people would request builds that they didn't know I'd already reviewed and just hadn't made public yet. So hopefully the whole system should be a lot more transparent, a lot more user-friendly. So big thank you again to everyone who's supported on Patreon. It has made my life a lot easier, so I really do appreciate that. And yes, very excited for Harvest League. So content to expect from myself leading up to Harvest launch, just to quickly recap. Continue to expect some news videos between now and launch. Obviously look forward to the big patch note review stuff. Baeclast will be out the night before. Obviously, you'll be streaming it the night before. I will then do my best to upload it as quickly as possible onto YouTube. It'll probably be a pretty late upload since we're not starting till 10 PM UK. We'll probably finish around maybe like 2 in the morning. So expect up on the YouTube channel by maybe like 4 or 5 AM UK. So pretty late. But it will be there. You'll have definitely at least a solid 12 hours to enjoy before the launch goes up. Then expect my usual build recommendation videos. So far, without going to patch notes, probably expect some dot builds, surprise I know, some trap builds. I know no one plays traps but me. I didn't make many trap builds last league, and I got a lot of requests for, hey, can you make some trap trees? So I've already planned out a couple, which I'll tweak based on what changes. And then expect to see some of the best Patreon build reviews up on the channel. And also, finally for the Patreon build reviews, if you want me to review your Harvest League start, again, I'm not going to be doing any reviews until we get the patch notes, till we get the passive tree changes. Then I'll just have this like insane mad dash to review everything by launch. I will do my best to review all of them, but I've got like 57 patrons, and that's a lot of builds if everyone sends in a build review. But I'll do my best, and I'll put all the best ones up on the YouTube channel. But yes, I'm Tarke. Have a good day. Baeclast soon. Ziggy D Private League, by the way. Bye-bye.